Hello, good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Is my audio clear?
Yes, sir, it's loud and clear.
And is my presentation on your screen now? Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, we can see it.
Okay, once again, good morning, everyone. I will be presenting or flexing our very own MMSU Virtual Learning Environment mobile application. We call it MVLE Mobile. So before we proceed, I will just share something about our university. So we are at the province of Ilocos Norte, and we are a 3-star QS university. And luckily, we were able to join the THE Impact Ranking, and we are within the 400 to 600 in the world. And at the same time, we are ISO 9001 compliant. So, by the way, I've been with Moodlemoot. I think this is my third time joining the Moodlemoot, presenting our virtual learning environment. So before, in 2014, by the way, we started building our virtual learning environment in 2013. And we are hosting, or we are implementing our virtual learning environment on premise. So we have, or we built our own infra in the university, and then we follow. Okay. So by the way, I designed this framework for us in the university to be guided on the activities or the things that we need to be done in the implementation of our virtual learning environment. So this was the first framework that we used, considering the faculty ICT profile first. So we examined first the profile of our faculty that time. And then aside from that, we assessed if we are capable of handling or hosting or implementing our own virtual learning environment. And it so happened that we use Moodle as our base platform for our virtual learning environment. And up to this time, we keep on updating, we keep on following the versions of our Moodle. So again, as I mentioned earlier, I already presented our first version of the virtual learning environment in, I think this is in Manila, the Moodlemoot in Manila. So from that time, we continuously conduct periodic feedback surveys to for us to understand the satisfaction of our users. So our users here are our students and our faculty members. So we keep on getting feedback. So we provide periodic survey to our students and faculty members. And it is interesting to note that our faculty and students are basically satisfied with the features of our virtual learning environment. And then aside from that, we also need to understand the capability of these students and faculty in accessing the MVLE. And from our survey, it turned out that most users are using only the wireless, such as the SIM-based data, and then we have wireless broadband, packet Wi-Fi, and the others. And we only have 20.3% are using DSL or fiber in the population of the university. So we also need to understand, okay, the internet connectivity of these users. So we also included in our survey the description of their internet connectivity. So it turned out that most students and faculty have access to an intermittent internet connection. As we all know that in late of 2019, we have implemented flexible learning. So from that time, pre-pandemic time, we already have our virtual learning environment. And it is good that the university is already ready during that time, that we were not have any problem anymore on what to use in the delivery of our teaching and learning process. So as part of our learning continuity plan, we impose that the utilization of our virtual learning environment. And we use this data to support, okay, or in the crafting of our learning continuity plan. So aside from the other questions, such as the devices that these students use to access the MVLE, it turned out that most of our students and faculty are using their mobile phone. So we use this basis, okay, in coming up with our MMSU 4.0 roadmap. And part of the MMSU roadmap is the development and upgrading of our MVLE. That is part of our new education tools and technologies strategy. So we use that as an input for us to be able to equip, or the university be able to be equipped with IR 4.0 skills also in the delivery of teaching and learning in the university. So we are guided by this roadmap, and the presentation that I will be sharing you is now in the development of the MVLE mobile version. So we have created a mobile app for our MVLE. So basically, our web-based MVLE is hosted, okay, within the premises of the university. So we are hosting our own system, and I am sharing you the sample screenshots of the system which we are using. By the way, during the implementation of the flexible learning during the pandemic time, we went in full online, okay? And the flexibility with the full online is with the synchronous and asynchronous teaching and learning. So that was the strategy that we followed in the delivery of teaching and learning during the pandemic. And then one thing that we are proud to say that we have incorporated our students portal with our MVLE. So there is already what we call the interconnectivity of the systems in the university. By the way, the systems that we are implementing in the university are taken care of by our center, the Information Technology Center, and we do all the systems in the university. So now, for the MVLE mobile app, this is a part of our strategy for making it handy to our students. So we have here the conceptual diagram. We just utilize the existing MVLE database, and then we created the mobile app and carrying the credentials of our students, and then the existing activities submitted. We have also messages and then course contents. So we did not touch the database or the existing database that our web MVLE is using. So we just use another platform to access. That's why we have the MVLE mobile. Okay. So in the development of the MVLE mobile, we have this development architecture. So we use Windows 10 platform, and then for the development tools, we use the Android Studio, and then we also use the Moodle framework, Moodle mobile framework. And then note that our mobile is only for Android. Okay, so we have an ongoing project considering the iOS. So right now, what I am presenting you is only the Android-based MVLE Mobile. So all the MVLE modules in our web are also incorporated in the mobile application. And then for our deployment architecture, so the usual as we upload an APK to an app channel, so such as, pero right now we have already uploaded it in just a Google Drive for our students to access the APK file. And then we have a connection with our MVLE servers on premise, and it can be installed in the Android devices available to students. So I am showing you now a screenshot of the mobile application. So if a student was able to install the mobile application or the MVLE mobile, automatically it will be redirected to the MVLE site. Okay, so using our mvle2.mmsu.edu.ph, and then using the same credential as their credential in the web-based MVLE, so they can use it in the mobile app. So once they have signed up here, all the available learning resources associated to their accounts are also inherited in the mobile application. And then there is an enhanced version of the messaging system using the MVLE mobile. And then we also have the notification system. So at least using the mobile application, all notifications are prompted to the students immediately upon posting of faculty of learning materials, deadlines, and the like. And one thing that the MVLE mobile can provide is the offline version. So a student can download all the learning resources of their courses, and they can use that to open in offline mode. So that is the benefit of having the MVLE mobile, because in the web, of course, we need the connectivity to be open always. But here, once you have downloaded your course, automatically all the contents of the course, or you can also select only specific topics for the downloading. So from the different resources that a faculty uploaded can be downloaded into their mobile phones. So here is the list of the requirements for our students and faculty to use the MVLE mobile. First is the Android 7 Nougat and at least 150 MB free space. We also have at least 1.5 GB RAM. This is for the storage of the different learning resources if a student wishes to download their course content. And the 32.2 application file size, this is the APK file size or the installer's file size. So 32.2 MB. Now, after the development, we initially piloted the MVLE mobile, and after the pilot testing, we conducted another user acceptability testing for us to address whatever misfunctions, or if ever there are modules that are not functioning well, and if there are modifications that our students feel that to be addressed or to be included in the application. So Again, it is interesting to note that the application's functionality with all the respondents, it turned out that they strongly agree on the functionality. And for the usability in terms of the font sizes, the readability of text, and then the design of the application, user friendliness of the application, and then we also have the compatibility on the different screen sizes, the interactivity of the application, and the application interface look and feel. Again, it turned out that our respondents or our students strongly agree on its usability. When it comes to performance, most of our students agree, okay, on the smoothness when you run the application and the response of the application. But when we evaluated the application, when it comes to the response time, that depends on the space available in the students' devices. And at the same time, this has something to do with the Android version being used by our students. And aside from that, after the development, we continue on personal development, that is to train faculty and students. So we regularly conduct trainings to our faculty members, and at the same time, we keep on orienting our students on how to utilize the virtual learning environment, both the web-based and the mobile application properly. So we have also shared the features of our MVLE to our colleagues in the region by sharing the best practices that we have done when it comes to the implementation of our own virtual learning environment. And for our faculty training, we have also created a self-paced training modules that is also available in our MVLE. So they just need to log in there. If they forgot something, they can go back to the video resources that we provided for them to be able to catch up or to learn more on the different functionalities of the virtual learning environment. Now, aside from that, we continuously enhance our ICT infrastructure because, as we all know, that these devices needs support also to what we call latest infrastructure, such as, for example, so one thing is the upgrading of the virtual learning environment. By the way, this is a part of our MVLE Smart Campus project funded by CHED. So part of that project, that big project, because it is worth millions naman, we were granted with 25 million from CHED. And one activity is the development of the MVLE Mobile. So luckily, we were able to develop now one, and we keep on enhancing it. And aside from that, we have another grant from CHED, which is on the optimization of our campus network. At present, we are we have 5 campuses, and the structure of our systems and operations is centralized. So whatever the system being used in the main campus are also the systems being used by the other campuses. So it is a centralized university. So again, we received another 25 million grant from CHED just for the optimization of our campus network. And again, because we are now letting our students to come face to face progressively, we are also preparing our center. We call it Center for Flexible Learning. So we already started it. And again, we have granted with another 12 million for its implementation. So this is the purchase of equipment for our students to use, and then providing them spacious, conducive for learning spaces and the like. So again, we cannot do this alone without the help of our partners. So one good thing that we have established during the pandemic is the tie-up of the university with our local government unit. This is by providing learning spaces to our students. And aside from that, we have partnership with the ICT for the provision of internet to the different LGUs to support the learning spaces. So the intention of the learning spaces in the different local government units for our students to go there and to download the materials needed for their classes. And then at the same time, after downloading, they can also go there to have their synchronous classes and other activities needed for the implementation of flexible learning. So I think I'm done with my presentation. I just showcased the development of our MVLE Mobile, of course, with the use of Moodle, and sharing some of the best practices that we are doing in the university, because right now there are still things that we need to fix. We do not say that our implementation of flexible learning in the university is perfect, but at least we can share our best practices to our participants so that they could also adapt if they see it that we have a good way on its implementation. Then it's good that you can also adapt the things that we are doing in the university. So I think that's end my presentation. Thank you very much for your time, and I am opening the floor for Q&A.
Okay, thank you very much once again, Sir Wilbin Pagtaconan. You know, it is truly an honor for us, sir, to have you for the third year, especially at
Yes.
Moodlemoot Philippines 2022 virtual conference. So I am certain, sir, that with your presentation about MMSU's virtual learning environment, many of our educators here have more knowledge to impart with their respective institutions. So as you said, sir, now the floor is open for our participants' questions. So do we have questions on Zoom, Facebook, and YouTube? But we have a couple of feedbacks are here. Mr. Aurelio Francisco Alvarez says, congrats, MMSU. The same with Professor Ray Medinilla, who says that Sir Wilbin sounds like your MVLE is a good model to benchmark. Congrats.
Yes, actually, our university is now a destination of benchmarks of other universities. I think last week we hosted our Philippine Normal University Center for Flexible Learning, a College of Flexible Learning team who visited us, and more are coming.
So, sir, is that also an invitation to other educators here for them to go to university to benchmark on your best practices?
Yes, actually, we are very much happy to share our best practices in the university. That if they wish to come here, they just need to write our president for her approval.
Wow, thank you very much, sir, for being very accommodating to the education sector here in the Philippines. Oh, so we have feedback here, sir, that they are happy to hear that you have an invitation. So thank you. And they also appreciate your presentation. It's very inspiring as well. Okay, so I believe there are no more questions on our, okay. So one of Miss Catherine Cottrell says that an exemplary way to benchmark. May I ask if it is available internationally?
We have also visitors coming from other countries. Actually, just last Monday and Tuesday, we have our university is the host of our TNE exploration, the transnational education exploration for the Philippines to implement the TNE programs. So we are one, and lucky we are the host institution for that activity. And I think last week, our university was evaluated by the technical panel for the open and distance learning. And hopefully we will be able to get the permit that we will be offering also our distance learning program via our MVLE or using our MVLE platform.
That's really great to hear, sir. So with that, we would like to once again congratulate you. So at this point, I believe there are no more questions. We are now officially, we would like to thank you once again for your time, sir. We are very much grateful. And thus allow me to present the Certificate of Appreciation, which reads, the Certificate of Appreciation, NifilaWeb Technology Incorporated presents this Certificate of Appreciation to Mr. Wilben Christy R. Pagtaconan for sharing his invaluable knowledge and experience to the participants of the Moodle Philippines 2022. This conference aims to bring together the Moodle community of practitioners and users to share experiences, research achievements, and innovative development using the most widely used open source learning management system, Moodle. Given this 29th day of July 2022, held virtually via Zoom video conferencing, signed by Ms. Cheryl R. Villaroman, MSIT President and Chief Executive Officer of NifilaWeb Technology Incorporated. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Wilben Pagtaconan.
Thank you very much. Once again, thank you very much, NifilaWeb and of course, MoodleMoot for inviting. Thank you.